Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about functions of dental pulp. So let's start our topic with introduction. Dental pulp is soft connective tissue located within the pulp chamber and root canals of tooth. It contains blood vessels, nerves, fibroblasts, odontoblasts, immune cells and extracellular matrix. Together these components enable the pulp to perform several vital functions that help maintain tooth vitality and integrity. The pulp work in close coordination with dentine, forming the pulp-dentine complex, and play a critical role in development, protection, and repair of dental tissue. Functions of dental pulp include formative function, that is called as dentinogenesis, nutritive function, sensory function, defensive function, reparative function, supportive and structural function, homeostatic and regulatory function, and development function. Now let's talk about these functions of dental pulp one by one. First function is formative function, that is also called as dentinogenesis. There is primary dentine formation. It also includes secondary dentine formation and tertiary dentine formation. Primary dentine formation. Odontoblasts located at the pulp-dentine interface synthesize primary dentine during tooth development. This process gives the tooth its basic shape and structural support. Secondary dentine formation. After root formation, odontoblasts continuously produce secondary dentine throughout the life. This slowly reduces pulp chamber size and protects the tooth from functional wear. Tertiary dentine formation, that is also called as reparative or reactionary dentine formation. In response to stimuli such as caries, abrasion, attrition, or trauma, odontoblasts or newly differentiated cells from tertiary dentine. This helps protect the pulp from external irritants. Second function of dental pulp is nutritive function, that includes blood supply and maintenance of dentine viability. Blood supply. The pulp contains a rich network of blood vessels that supply nutrients and oxygen to odontoblasts and their other pulpal cells. Maintenance of dentine viability. Nutrients diffuse through dentinal tubules, keeping dentine hydrated and resilient. This helps maintain the mechanical strength and elasticity of dentine. Third function of dental pulp is sensory function, that include pain perception and protective response. Pain perception. Pulp is highly innervated by A delta nerve and C fibers that detect thermal, mechanical, osmotic, and chemical stimuli. Even mild stimuli can evoke pain due to rich innervation. Second sensory function is protective response, as pain serves as a warning sign of the caries, trauma, or tooth fracture. This helps prevent further damage by alerting the individual. Fourth function of dental pulp is defensive function, that is also called as protective function. It includes immune response, inflammatory defense, and sclerotic dentine formation. Immune response. Pulp contains immune cells such as macrophages, dendritic cells, and lymphocytes. They respond to invading pathogens through inflammation and immune activation. Second, inflammatory defense. Pulp initiates controlled inflammation to limit bacterial spread. Vasodilation and increased vascular permeability help to recruit immune cells. Third is sclerotic dentine formations, as odontoblasts can deposit peritubular dentine to occlude dentinal tubules. This reduces dentine permeability and protects pulp from irritants. Fifth function of dental pulp is reparative function, that includes formation of reparative dentine and healing after injury. First, formation of reparative dentine. When odontoblasts are damaged or destroyed, the pulp recruits undifferentiated mesenchymal cells to differentiate into odontoblasts-like cells. These cells form reparative dentine that help to seal off the pulp. Second, healing after injury. Pulp tissue can repair minor injuries and reorganize collagen and cellular structure. This improves long-term tooth survival after trauma or restorative procedures. Sixth function of dental pulp is supportive and structural function. It includes maintaining tooth hydration and maintaining pulp-dentine complex. Maintaining tooth hydration. Pulp fluid keeps dentine moist, contributing to its toughness and resilience. This prevents brittleness that could lead to fracture. Second, maintaining the pulp-dentine complex. Pulp support dentine structurally and biologically. The continuous dentine deposition strengthens the tooth over time. Seventh function of dental pulp is homeostatic and regulatory function. First is regulation of blood flow, and second is regulation of dentine permeability. Regulation of blood flow. Autonomic sympathetic fibers in pulp regulates vascular tone. This ensures adequate blood supply during stress, inflammation, or injury. Second, regulation of dentine permeability. Changes in dentinal fluid pressure and sclerosis help manage stimuli that are transmitted through dentinal tubules. Eighth function of dental pulp is developmental function that include root formation and tooth eruption. First, root formation. Dental pulp participate in regulation of root development through the activity of Hartwig's epithelial root sheet and odontoblast. Second, tooth eruption. Pulp tissue help coordinate signals during tooth eruption and maturation. Conclusion of this lecture video. Dental pulp performs several essential functions including dentine formation, nourishment, sensation, defense, and repair. These functions ensure that a tooth remains vital, healthy, and responsive throughout the life. Pulp not only support and maintain the dentine but also protect the tooth from pathogens, trauma, and wear. Its unique combination of vascular, neural, and cellular components make it indispensable for overall tooth health and longevity. And this was all about functions of dental pulp. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching.